I try to find positive things in every experience. Everything else was just traumatizing, and I think it did more damage than it did good. And I'm just tired of people editing me to look worse than I am. They edited me out like midway through the video.
This is $1 million, and whichever one of them I find last keeps it. Yeah!
Rosanna Pansino and Mr. Beast exposed. Let's talk about it. Okay, first of all, I was shocked to hear that Rosanna Pansino was in this drama. And listen, I have been following her YouTube gig for a while. Some of her videos, I only watch when it's like gamer related, when it's like the Super Mario and things like that. That's the only time I ever really tune in. Now, even Trisha Paytas chimed in on it again. She titled it, Rosanna calls out Colleen Ballinger the truth about Matt Pitt and exposes bears. Now, a lot of people are talking about this and have an issue with Trisha Paytas' podcast about it. Here's what some people had to say.
Character, it's like, I know that any of that stuff, especially when it comes to like children and stuff, like she has like nephews, like she's very maternal. Mm-hmm. Knowing her character, I would know that she would not obviously like support that kind of behavior anyway.
Right.
So I guess I it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm happy that she did it. Like, it's great that she did it and that she said her stance, but it's also like, I hate that I felt like pressure, like bullied into it. And it's, once again, it was like, I know like what channels like were when she was coming out talking about the Mr. Beast stuff. It was like, oh, you can say this about Mr. Beast, but you can't say anything about Colleen. And it's like the channels that were like very much like persistent on her saying something. And once again, I'm just like, it's a lot of men wanting women who were ever associated. It's never like the straight men.
Sadie, this one's for you.
Or whatever.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's all Smosh collab with Colleen. Why is no one knocking on Anthony Padilla's door?
Right.
My Mythical Morning collab with Colleen. Why aren't Rhett and Link, you know, being held to the stakes? I get very frustrated with that stuff too, because it's like, because even with like gay men, like they can also be.
Okay, wait. This doesn't make sense. No offense, Oscar. You're saying, why is Anthony Padilla not being pressured the same way women are being pressured, or Joey Graceffa is being pressured? Because that's not two of the same things. Like, this is not two of the same things. You're comparing Rosanna Pansino, that has probably made more than 10 collabs with Colleen over the years, been in so many different vlogs together, to My Mythical Morning and Anthony Padilla that have probably made like 1 or 2 collabs or something. They're not the same thing. It has nothing to do with these people being women. And by the way, Joey Graceffa is not a woman. What is that point? I'm so sorry. Joey Graceffa is not a woman. What? It's misogynistic to call out Joey Graceffa? Please. No, it's the people that have promoted them the most. It's the same way Manny MUA is getting so attacked for endorsing James Charles or whatever like that. It has nothing to do with making a one-off video or whatever. It's if your audience know you associated with them. The same way that Trisha was asked to cover Colleen, because it was not misogynistic to say that Trisha needed to talk about Colleen. It was the fact that Trisha was filming podcasts with her right up until it happened. That is not misogynistic to call Trisha out on that. Also, Oscar, I'm sorry, this point is it's such an easy point to make, but it's not valid. I'm sorry, it's not valid. There are so many. Okay, wait, Oscar. Okay, I have a response for you. Why are people coming for Manny MUA and what's his name, Joey Graceffa, but they're not coming for Grace Helbig, who's made collabs with her? Or who else? What other women does she collab with? That's like bringing up Anthony Padilla is literally like saying Jenna Marbles as well, because they've probably filmed the same amount of collabs. We're talking about the magnitude that these people have promoted this person. It has nothing to do with a one-off thing. So to sit there with Trisha Paytas, who had to say something because she was, brought into it, or that she was, filming with Colleen up until it happened, or Ro, who has made probably the most collabs with this person literally ever, is not the same as My Mythical Morning. It's such an easy point to make, but it doesn't apply. And I also don't understand how you can say that it's gay men being misogynistic and then bring up Joey Graceffa as no, you've literally just brought up two people who are famously her friends. So what? Is people pressuring Tyler Oakley also misogynistic, Oscar? Or is people pressuring Manny MUA also misogynistic? No. People were being called out based on the amount that they have exposed their audience to this person. That is not misogynistic, I'm sorry. That's not misogynistic. Joey Graceffa being called out for him or his team striking down videos that included him and Colleen, to call him out for that is not misogynistic. Sorry,
Now, she did have a TV show. I think it was on Netflix or Hulu. It was like a baking competition show. I remember watching that, and I just found it to be like very repetitive. Like her acting kind of sucked or whatever. And like at that time, there was this guy I was talking to, and we would come over and we would watch it together. And we would just talk crap about it the whole time. Each episode, we would just talk crap about it the whole time. And it was fun. And I just remember watching her reality show on the Netflix series, if that's what it was on. And I just found it to be so kind of like fake or whatever. Like it was too campy, which I love. I love campy, but then there's like campy upon campy, whatever.
Ballinger, the truth about Matt Pax. Okay, the podcast is it's like 2 hours long, and it's the last 17 minutes of the video. Trisha and Oscar both say at the beginning of talking about Colleen Ballinger and Rosanna Pansino that every time something comes up with Colleen Ballinger, they don't want to speak about it. I don't know that anybody's forcing them to speak about it. I thought it was just Trisha's podcast, and Trisha could talk about whatever she wanted to talk about on her podcast. I didn't realize people were forcing Trisha or pressuring her to talk about these things, so I don't know why they come out and say they don't want to talk about it, but then they spend 17 minutes talking about it. I also think it's interesting that they title a video, Rosanna Pansino calls out Colleen Ballinger, say they don't want to talk about it, and then put it at the very end of the video. So the entire podcast is about other stuff, except for the last 17 minutes, of which they didn't even want to talk about it at all, and then they title the video that. I think that's interesting, because they know that people are going to come there and watch the video because it's Trisha talking about Colleen Ballinger. So let's just be honest about it, okay? Let's just call it for what it is, okay?
That's my opinion, okay? But anyways, so I just always found her to be like, kind of like one of those girls that is all up in the mix, but doesn't want to say anything or just get involved. Like, I just want to collect my bag and get out. Like, that's literally the vibe I have always got from her. Is I just want to show up, work, get my bag, and get out. Yes, I probably have to work with these people who are problematic, these people who don't even like each other. And she has been photographed with so many influencers in the past, and I've always just kind of thought that she was with that clique, but that not really in that clique. Like, she reminds me of also that kind of girl that's like in a group chat that never says anything, but she's in the group chat but never says anything. But she's like reading everything if she ever tunes in, but she's not like actively participating and saying anything in the group chat. Like, she's kind of like that, right? Like, I think we all probably know someone who's like in a group chat but never says anything. Like, kind of like that. That's like her in a nutshell, right? So, for those of you who are not caught up on this drama, she waited 2 years to expose Mr. Beast. And if you hear like something in the background, it's the groundskeepers doing their gig.
10 minutes north of what road?
Lawn Molly.
Thank you.
What the hell? 49, triple 1098.
10 call 49.
Okay, but here's the thing. I just want to say this, okay? She waited 2 years to come out with this expose about Mr. Beast on how she was on a reality competition show with Mr. Beast and how she was edited out to look like she didn't win, whatever. Okay, first of all, I just want to say this, and maybe this is like coming from like my background or where I come from. I would just be extremely happy to be there. I would just be extremely happy to have been chosen to be a part. You know, even just showing up on set and being there, you get like $150,000 check just for being a part of it. And like, to me, I would just be excited for that gig, right? I don't necessarily think I would be up there fighting, that I was edited out, that I was fighting for this. I just feel like I would just feel so lucky and feel so blessed. Like I'm just counting the blessing of it. But she took it a bit personal because she was like, hey, I was on this show. I should have been like, I don't know, let's say top 3.
When the video came out, my friends were like, what happened?
Really? Because you weren't in it.
They had me get eliminated like somewhere in the middle. And I was really proud of myself because I'm not mean and competitive, you know, I just go out there and do my best. And I actually beat other creators who are a lot of male creators who are super competitive. They're very talented. Like these are big creators. And so I was proud of myself that I had accomplished that. And they edited me out somewhere in the middle when really I was top 3.
Wait, what?
And in the edit, they have like, okay, top 3 is Larry and Logan Paul and Zach King.
And y'all made me look like I was top 5 or whatever. Like, I get it. I get that she maybe had a little bit of ego, arrogance, and pride in that. Like, I get the gig. But at the same time, like, when it comes to Hollywood and TV and film, like, I just kind of feel like you're just edited to either look like the villain, to look like the good guy, to look like you lost even though you won. Like, you know, it's just Hollywood. And I think that she took it a little bit too personal. I'm not saying that it was right or wrong what he did. I mean, she's actively participating and wanting to win. And then for her to be edited out to look like a certain way, yeah, it is kind of shady. But we've seen that with other reality competition shows before too. But I have a lot to say about this. I have a lot to say, and I already know there's going to be a confirmation bias that people are already just going to go at it with what I have to say. But before you do that, please just really give me a chance to speak, okay? Because I already know how y'all are. Like y'all don't like me or hates me or whatever the case may be. Like just give me a chance to see what I'm going to say, okay? I don't think necessarily that this was a boys club, a misogynistic type situation. I don't think that. And I'm not here to defend Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast can defend himself, okay? I'm not here to defend Rosanna. She can defend herself. This is my opinion. I don't think it was very much boys club. What I do find interesting is that she waited 2 years to talk about it. And hey, that's fine. I'm happy she did. You know why? Because pretty sure the NDA or the contract ended. I have seen many NDAs and contracts that end in 2 years. I've seen it. It's kind of standard for something to end in 2 years, okay? Just saying. So the fact that this has ended and she's speaking out now, as soon as I heard about it, I thought immediately, contract has dissolved, she's here to speak. That's what I thought. Now that she's speaking out and she issued this statement, because literally, if I Google her name, and I'm gonna Google it, let me show you. This is like journalism right here. We got pedestrian.tv. YouTuber apologizes after receiving death threats for accusing Mr. Beast of lying. Okay, Fandom Wire. I didn't want people to dislike me. Rosanna Pansino was afraid to speak against Mr. Beast. All right, Dexterio. Rosanna Pansino leaks DMs with Mr. Beast following allegations of lying and false editing. Okay, Indie 100. The Mr. Beast and Rosanna Pansino controversy explained. AOL.com. Rosanna Pansino brain cupcake recipe is spooky and a sweet treat. They're just picking up this right here. The fact that there's an article promoting her spooky sweet treat, and then followed by another article by People magazine. Rosanna Pansino shares how to make a dog-friendly something charcuterie board, barcuterie board is what they call it. Like, to me, this is so much PR that she's in this controversy, and then there's like her recipes. She literally has the ability, if she had enough funding behind her, to be like one of those brands that you see at Walmart that has like the cake mixers and all these little things that go with the kitchen with her face on it. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, oh, that's that girl from YouTube who bakes. Oh, she has her own cooking line? Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I went to Walmart the other day and I just saw Paris Hilton has a whole line of cookware and pots and pans, and I bought it all. Maybe I'll show it in my next video. Put a pumpkin emoji if you want to see that. And then I saw that lady who owns Flower Beauty. I forgot her name. I always forget her name, guys. And I am like, look, there's this woman, right? Let me just show you, right? She owns a Flower Beauty makeup line, but Drew Barrymore owns Flower Beauty. Tell me why I also went to Walmart and Drew Barrymore has an entire like cooking line for the kitchen, like mixers and bowls and all that stuff, and oil diffusers, and like a whole line, a whole entire fragrance line, everything in the kitchen and the home decor, Drew Barrymore. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, oh, like to me, and I know there's people who love Drew Barrymore, but I'm just kind of, I just don't see the relation, you know? It's like one of those people who's like, I wanna have a cooking line, I wanna have a candle line, oh, I wanna have a makeup line, oh, I also wanna do movies, oh my God, I need a home decor line too. Like, it's just like, damn girl, you want everything, damn. So at what point does it become like disingenuous and like, this is what I'm really passionate in, right? I can see it with Rosanna Pansino, if I said the name right, but Drew Barrymore having a cooking line, Paris Hilton having a cooking line, Hello Kitty having a cooking line. I see the cuteness aspect, but like, come on, girl. At one point you gotta know it's a gimmick, right? Okay. Anyways, all this to say what I want to say. So I wanted to see this article because this is the only article that really sparked my interest, and it was the Mr. Beast and Rosanna Pansino controversy explained as YouTuber is accused of faking videos. This is by Indie 100. All right, so here's what the article, I'm just gonna say a little bit of what they have to say before y'all come for me. She says this in the article: the YouTuber posted a message on Twitter/X with the caption, I have been allowing others to treat me poorly in private for many years, and I'm fed up with it. Great for you, great. I'm going to start standing up for myself and fighting my voice. Okay, great, awesome. She says this, her own words. Pansino doesn't appear to be backing down either, as she has now released a series of DMs which she claims were from Donaldson, who was asking her to ring him. In the leaked message, Donaldson appeared to ask Pansino to call him to figure out what happened. She explained that she had no intention of causing drama, but was really hurt by the editing decision. She added, editing me out of the top 3 and making me look like I performed worse than I did felt awful. Quackity was also edited out of the top 3, and he also talked about it. Donaldson replied, obviously I wasn't trying to make you look bad. Just give me a time we can chat. I'm not mad or anything, I just want to help. Here we go. And Donaldson is Mr. Beast. Pansino added, I'll give you some time to look into it and remember, and that we can discuss. I'm more than happy to review all the raw footage to help show the timeline of events. Feel free to send it over to my team, let me know. And Mr. Beast never sent her the raw footage. All right. My idea, I'm kind of confused by this, because if at any time, maybe this has already happened by the time of making this video, if at any time Rosanna retracts all statement, then I would feel like Mr. Beast is paid her off to shut up. It happens all the time. It happens all the time with celebrities paying off people who claim they were inappropriate with them. It happens all the time. And I just kind of feel like in this situation, if she does take back a lot of what she said, is because he's like, hey, here's 500,000, shut up. And it is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen influencers do this before. And I also want to further add that if she doubles down on it and she keeps talking about it, then it is gonna look like she's trying to get clout out of it. It is what it is, for views. I mean, I don't know any YouTuber who makes videos doesn't want people to see them. She's probably doing it for views too. But, you know, that's what I have to say about that. And I'm looking at it from both sides of it. I see it like Chanel, I see courtside, I see courtroom. Again, I want to reiterate it, because I already know how y'all are. If she retracts her statements, I feel like she got paid off. If she doubles down even more, she's doing it for clicks and views. It is what it is. Now, I just feel like, shut up. Because you want to talk about Mr. Beast, which, Mr. Beast, I have receipts on Mr. Beast that nobody has. And pushed into a corner, I will expose. Because you're talking about a person who has like a small village of people, like literally like a small little compound. Like there's like a little city that Mr. Beast works out of, and there's houses all around him, and people live in those houses that edit and work for him, and it's like a little town. It's like a compound, I guess. Like it's like you're entering the gates, and all it is I'm talking beyond a house, an influencer house. You know, that used to be a thing where people used to get they used to rent a house, put influencers in it, and like, hey guys, y'all in the business of getting views and clicks. That was the gig. But as time went on, I feel like things are getting bigger. There's much more money involved, and now people are buying little towns and like 10 or 6 houses right next door to each other, and they're all doing videos and drama, whatever the case may be, right? So you're talking about someone who has that much influence and power. All right, so here we go. This is where this is the moment where people are like, you had me, Rich, up until this part right here. Like, this is the part right here. So you're gonna talk about Mr. Beast, but you are not going to go in and talk about Colleen Ballinger and your relationship with her, or speak anything about Colleen Ballinger. Even if you were to come out and at least say, well, we were just business friends. I didn't know anything about that. We weren't really that close. Like, there's a lot of photos and videos of Colleen Ballinger and Rosanna together filming and profiting off each other. I get it. And so now that she's held to the flame and basically canceled, she canceled herself. Because like I said, no one can cancel you, only you cancel yourself. So now that this is happening, she doesn't say anything about that. Or about that circle of friends. I find that to be interesting too. That to me, by her speaking out about Mr. Beast, it just shines light on her not speaking out with Colleen Ballinger. And if that's the case, then you want to call Mr. Beast to be, let's just say, I don't know if she said it or not, but from what I read, I could be wrong, a boys club, very much misogyny. Well, then what would you call you protecting your female friend? If you saying that males are protecting Mr. Beast, then what would you be calling you just protecting Colleen Ballinger? And on that note, let me let you go. Let me know what you think about that. This would be a good topic for conversation in the comments down below. I'm really excited to see what you guys have to think about that. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, love you so much.